Sam isn't afraid to swing big. And a lot of people swing big and they really miss. But I think she swings big and she nails it.
Always good to see you, Barbara. And to talk, I love that we're talking in Halloween season, by the way. It's just perfect timing, in
Yeah.
my opinion. The Blue Diamond, loved it from start to finish. It is such a treat. I can't wait to see what Sam does as a director when she jumps into the feature-length sphere. How did you come to be a part of it?
I think I was suggested to Sam by somebody. And I actually don't know if she knew who I was at the time because she's in a different world. She's not like, I mean, she does these comedy horror stuff, but I'm not sure if she really knew. And you'll have to ask her. I'm not sure who's recommended me, but as soon as we met, we completely clicked like immediately. And I saw her other short fucking nuts, if I can
Yeah, go ahead.
say that. But, and I was like, that is so creative, so cool, and has such a strong visual image to it that, and it was just so tongue in cheek and funny. I said, I really want to work with this gal. And for a long time, I felt like I wanted to do more comedy, but I guess people don't really see me that way. So I was able to do this with her. And I've done a couple of other shorts recently that have kind of had that leaning towards comedy. So maybe this will open up a whole new world for me.
You know, more people should be able to see the comedy you can bring. I mean, between Onyx, between this, between Jacob's Wife, even you got the comedy bug in you.
I kind of do. And I did another short recently called, what's it called? Roger is a Serial Killer. And that's also on the Film Fest tour. And that's also a comedy. So I'm like, okay, maybe something's happening here. And then Bria Grant did one too, called MLM. I don't know if you saw that one.
I haven't yet, but I love her work. So it's definitely on my radar.
And she's also very funny all the time, Bria. Like her stuff always has a little comedic bent to it.
Well, I can't wait to see what comes from that one. But I mean, looking at working then on the Blue Diamond, you know,
Yeah.
I love that you and Sam immediately clicked. I'd love to hear sort of how you two developed the character of Jacqueline together.
Right. Well, I don't know if you know this, but it's based on her relationship with her father, actually. And he passed away, I believe. And I don't think it's a secret. So he was somewhat of a narcissist. And this was her way of sort of getting it out of her system, you know, working on this short, sort of just working out her demons. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm sorry, go ahead. I interrupted you.
Oh, so we, she just started telling me all about her relationship with her dad and how meaningful that was, you know, and how impactful that was. And so, then, you know, I just discussed it with her and just tried to put my own spin on what it was for me, being somebody who's all controlling and all consuming. And then there's one part of the short where we both talked about this, and, you know, you always have this hope that a relationship that's not good with somebody that's in your family is going to mend and is going to be better. And so there's a moment when I come down the stairs and I see my daughter for the first time, and I was like, I think I have to play this like, this could be it. This could be her moment where she finally gets what she wants all of her life. But guess what? No, she doesn't. So we talked about, you know, having that element in it too, because we've all had relationships. I've had relationships with people in my life where I just feel like, oh, could we heal this? Could this be better? And then it just doesn't get better.
I think the short really explores that in a powerful way. And I do love sort of the confrontation of sorts between Jacqueline and Allison near the end. And I'd love to then hear also about you getting to work with Desiree and sort of, even if it is only, you know, a brief scene, finding that dynamic with each other.
Oh, completely. We really worked on it a lot. And she's a comedy genius. in reading the material, when I read it, I didn't think to myself, oh, this is laugh out loud funny, ha ha ha. You know, it was, I could see where the humor was, and I could see where the bigness was. You know, Sam likes her stuff to be big. But I wasn't thinking, oh, haha, this was funny until I was with her. But then I saw the whole short and the things that I wasn't in. And I'm like, that girl is amazing. Her timing is great. And she just knows where the joke is. And I just think she's so talented. So it was such a pleasure. I mean, we just had the best time working together, all of us.
I love hearing that. So in talking about how Sam likes to go big, then I'd love to hear about Jacqueline's look, because it is a very striking, very specific look. Yeah,
she knew somebody, or she met somebody at Sundance who was a kind of a clothing designer of fashion wear for skiing. And she talked to the woman and she said, I need this for this character. And she's like, I got you. I'm going to help you out, blah, blah, blah. So they kind of created the costume together. I mean, she's very hands-on, you know, with production design and with costumes. And they call it the Blue Diamond, I guess, because the Blue Diamond is a type of ski run. It's an easy ski run, actually, to go down. Black Diamond, Blue Diamond, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think that's where she got that from. And so she wanted like an emblem of a blue diamond on my belt. And she just wanted my look to be wild and, you know, a lot of makeup and just really done up and kind of full of herself. So between the costume designer and the makeup artist and herself, you know, we all came up with this look.
It sounds like a great collaboration, and it turned out to be such a, like I said, a memorable look.
Well, I think she's, you know, Sam isn't afraid to swing big. And a lot of people swing big and they really miss, but I think she swings big and she nails it.
And that's why I really can't wait to see what she does when she jumps into feature length, because she's going to kill it.
Me too. And I'm wondering how funny it's going to be. Like, can we keep that absurdist, you know, tone for the feature or not? I'm not sure. We'll have to see.
We will have to see. And another thing, I couldn't help but when watching this have flashbacks to Beyond the Gates with that sort of video, in-universe video that adds to that sort of surreal atmosphere. Did you have that at all while working on this?
I didn't even think about it at all. But now that you say it, yeah, I totally get that. I totally get that vibe. It's very similar. Yes.
I love it. And I mean, again, you know, I think that's going to be a great way to sort of see how Sam takes that in the future. So there is, I don't want to go into spoilers per se, even though it is a short, but there are special effects that get involved towards the end of the short with your character. Yeah. And I'd love to hear about, you know, being involved on that side of things.
Yes. I think it's okay for the spoilers. I mean, we had tentacles and that's very Lovecraftian. And so they had somebody on the set with the tentacles and they had this, I forget what it's called. It's like this thin wire that you use. Mm-hmm. It's kind of invisible to like pull it along.
I forget the name of it, but yes.
Yeah, we're all trying to figure out how best to pull it and, you know, adjust it so that it really looks like it was wrapping around her. And at one point, it wasn't working. And I said, I'm right here and my arm is around her. Let me grab the line and I'll pull it as we're talking. So I helped with the special effects of the tentacle because I have a little expertise in that area.
You might just have been in a Lovecraftian thing or two at some point, but no, I love that. That's awesome. That's an extra great little detail. So what are you most looking forward to people taking away from this short, whether it be seeing Sam, whether it's see Desiree, everything? I
mean, you know, I've been in this business for 40 years and my whole vibe is that I want to lift up new filmmakers and other people that I work with, and everything's a collaboration and it takes so many people to make something as good as it is. And so I really give it up to Sam and to Desiree because they're really best friends and they work very closely together. And I just think they're spectacular. And so I feel very lucky that I was able to work with them and I want to shine the light on them.
Well, they deserve the spotlight. They truly do, because they've done an incredible job on this. Before I let you go, I had a few questions aside from the short, because I did recently watch Hysteria as well, the first 6 episodes, and I am 99% sure that was you with Jeffrey Combs. Am I wrong?
Yes. Did they tell you that, or did they let people see for themselves?
No, I did the junket for it, and so I got to watch the first 6 episodes, and I immediately was like, "Hey!"
I know Matthew, the showrunner. You probably were on with Matthew. Mm-hmm. He told me that people asked about me. Like, I don't know if they haven't announced that Jeffrey and I are in the show, but they said closer to whenever you guys are able to release things, you're able to talk about it and whatever. And I have a podcast, so I had him on my podcast too to talk about it. That kind of just came out of the blue. I met Matthew at a mutual friend's party, and we just started talking. This was a couple of years ago, and it was kind of right at the end of COVID. And I said, "Oh, who are you? What do you do?" And he said, "Oh, I have this show that we shot a few episodes for, and we had to shut down because of COVID, and I don't know if we're going to pick it back up or not." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's terrible." And that's what happened to a lot of people. And then when the show, they were able to resume, he reached out to me personally and he said, "Listen, I have a flashback episode and I'd really like you to play Anna Camp's mother. I think you guys kind of, look alike anyway. And I think it would be really cool to have you, and maybe Jeffrey would do it too, and bring you both back together." And I'm like, that sounds awesome to me. So I read the material and I was like, this is so cool. And I read the first 3 episodes, and we're in episode 4. So then I read the first 4 episodes and I loved it. And I said, sign me up. So that's what we did. And if they get a second season, they've sort of intimated to us that they would bring us back both. Yeah. So fingers crossed.
Fingers ultimately crossed. I mean, I want more of that show anyways. I haven't seen the final couple episodes, but it's... Oh, I love it. It's so funny. It's creepy as well. Julia Bowen's fantastic in it.
Isn't she? She's amazing.
Yeah. And Anna Camp's fantastic in it as well. Like,
fantastic. And the kids are great.
And then Bruce, you can't go wrong with Bruce.
You can never go wrong with Bruce. And I've become really friendly with some of the young people. And Anna Laurie's been over to my house now. She plays my daughter in that episode. She plays Anna Camp's younger self. And I just think they're just a great bunch.
I love that. I want more for them in that world as much as for you. So again, fingers crossed season 2 happens. And then my final question before I let you go, I mentioned Onyx not too long ago. We talked for that last. I love that movie so much. I even rewatched it recently. Have you heard anything about possibly a sequel? Because they left it pretty wide open yet.
Oh gosh, it was so hard for Andrew to get that off the ground. He did a Kickstarter, and I would love that. It would be so much fun. I loved working with him. I don't know, it was such an undertaking, and he's still giving away prizes for people that contributed to the Kickstarter. So I don't know how he feels about continuing that. I actually haven't talked to him about it. They did leave it open-ended, but he loves that character and he's so good at it. Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I love that movie. It's so funny.
It's so funny, and it's such a great throwback to the VHS era of horror comedies. So I hope they get to make another one. But in the meantime, I look forward to really getting the word out about the Blue Diamond, Barbara. You and everybody else on it are incredible. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I feel like, has there been people that have done PR for shorts before? Like, I never heard of this before, but this is a new thing.
I hadn't either. So when I clicked on the screener link and I saw it was only 16 minutes long, I was like, oh, it's a short. That's different.
Right? Well, maybe this means something. I don't know. Yeah.
Means good things for this short and for you and Sam. So thank you so much for taking the time. I can't wait to get the word out about this one.
All right. Thanks, Grant.
Absolutely. Have a great weekend.